Hello, everybody. Dokkan here. Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle. It's been a while, you know. Um, so recently I had family visiting the house and everything, so that's why I wasn't able to record some videos. As I'm done with this recording, as you guys can see on the tabs, I'm uploading a video right now. So, yeah, let's go ahead and jump in. So this video we're gonna talk about the Redzone, the ultimate Redzone. These are going to be difficult events that are coming to global. So shoutouts to Luca Dokkan for the information. He had an analysis, sort of a data thread, and we're gonna be talking about the bosses in the Redzone to let you know of an idea as to how difficult these guys are going to be. So first and foremost, there are two stages for the Redzone. There's going to be a movie edition for the Redzone, and there's going to be a GT edition of the Redzone. As you guys can see, there's going to be a GT one, there's going to be a movie edition one. I will do the movie one first, and then on a separate video we will do the GT version of it. I believe immediately after this I will record it. I'm going to be recording a bunch of videos, so we can be up to date. Let's say I do need to like throw it out there. So as of right now, May 28, a lot of people should be celebrating the anniversary for Legends, so shoutouts to you guys. I think I said that in the past video too, so I'm sorry about that. So let's go ahead and jump in with this section right here. I'm gonna close this up, and we're going to talk about the movie bosses, Redzone. So so right now you guys are not seeing it, but I do have like a picture-in-picture thing about Persona music, so I'm gonna put this in like a little corner here, so you guys, you guys can't see it, but I will, so it doesn't block my screen and everything. So let's go ahead. So Luca Dokkan right here, he made a thread as to like the fights and everything. The first fight is with Turles, the second fight is with Slug, then the third fight is with Cooler, Super 13, Boujack, Janemba, and then reaching Broly. And then he talks about some of the stuff that is coming for the 7-year anniversary, and then some accurate data from some of the data miners in here. So we'll give some credit to these guys. Shout out to them. So make sure to follow them if you guys have not done so yet. So alright, let's go ahead and jump into the first stage. So right here. So immediately as you land on the first stage, you go and face these guys, right? The minions for Turles. So obviously it's gonna this is an easy fight, I would say. You're obviously like you're just facing the minions here, but each of them have a lot of HP. So as we're seeing here, some of them have like 5.4 mil. This guy has 5 mil. I think he's the lowest of everybody. Yeah, 6.5, 6.1, and then 5.3 mil. You see their attack stats as well. What will you be receiving as an attack? Let's say, for example, you get a normal. It depends on your defense as well and everything, but these guys hit for like 100,000, 99,000. So this guy's the weakest. 107,000, 105,000, and 110,000. And then for defense, they have 32,000, but keep in mind they also have damage reduction down here, which is 56% damage reduction. So damage reduction, it means that you guys are going to see that they're a little bit more beefier. You guys won't hit them as hard as, let's say, a Dokkan event or something like that, which they don't have a lot of damage, or they don't they won't take a lot of hits. On Dokkan events they will. Sorry, that's what I was trying to say. So you got all the typings here: Extreme Tech, Int, AGL, STR, and Physical. So for this event, I guess bringing like a normal team would work. Obviously there's no escaping it, because there will be some sort of unit that will have tight disadvantage unless you bring like a mono team. Let's say, for example, you bring I don't think this has been done, but if you bring like a mono team, let's say full STR, this guy is gonna hit you for a lot. So yeah, they also have like super attack damage. That's another thing to keep in mind. If you're not doing too well on defense or anything like that, these guys can hit you for like 262,000 damage. And this is for every single person in here. They have also a super attack chance. They have a 9. These guys, well, again, it differs. This guy differs for like 17. This guy has 19 attacks. So you gotta keep a close eye on this guy. I forgot his name, dude. It's one of the minions for Turles, but I forgot. So yeah, you gotta keep in mind they also have like a high HP stat, so they are going to be very beefy. They're gonna be very tanky, and they have an SA chance. All of these have 17%, meanwhile this guy has 19%, and it's only maxed for one turn. Obviously, you only get one super attack per turn, so that's another thing to keep an eye out for. They also have a number of attacks, the number of attacks that they can do on a stage. So let's most of these guys do 2 attacks per turn. So they will be attacking you like twice on the same rotation. So you gotta keep an eye on that. And like I said, they had the damage reduction. But as you guys can see over here on this chart down below, you see what will happen with these stages. So it's just 3 fights. You get through to the minions, and then you go ahead and face this Turles, which is the LR Turles. It's gonna be STR, and then you face the TR Turles, which is INT. And then after that, you finish the fight. Once you get done with the minions, you go over to jump into the LR Turles fight. You guys see the jump in HP. HP stat is 10 million HP for this Turles, which I believe is like the red bar on a Dokkan event. But obviously, it's gonna be very difficult to take it down. So, attack plus he has attack 195,000 attack stat, and he has a defensive stat of 40%. Obviously, a little bit higher than most of the minions here. So, and you gotta be careful with his super attack. As you guys see, it almost reaches double the attack stat as like a normal minion. 487,000 attack and his super attack. So you gotta be very careful. If you get nitpicked by somebody who hasn't stacked defense or who hasn't done a lot of or doesn't have a lot of defensive capabilities, you will get destroyed. So you gotta keep an eye out for that. Has an SA chance of 14%, so it has a 14% chance to give you a super attack. So also another thing, the status ailments for these guys, as you guys can see, you guys can stun these guys, you guys can lower their attack, lower their defense, and you can seal them. For this guy, LR Turles, you cannot stun him and you cannot seal him. That's one of the things that he's there. Now you can lower his attack and defense on him, which is going to be pretty nice. It's going to help you out a lot with a little bit more of a defensive capability. Lowering his attack is going to be very useful because you won't get destroyed by this guy's super attack. So it's really, really imperative to bring somebody who lowers the attack. At least have one member of your team to lower attack and have defensive raise capabilities. He has a chance to do 9 attacks, and 10% of those chance is to do 1 attack less. So maybe he can do 9 attacks on one turn. He can maybe do 8, depending on this chance to prog. And then he has a damage reduction of 58%. Or defense, maybe defense reduction? Maybe? I don't know what this means. But this may be damage reduction or defense reduction. But it doesn't see it like here. It should be posted, yeah, like right here. He says that he has a 100% chance to stun for 2 turns on his super. So we should see like, oh, maybe he super attacks you and then, oh, wait, your defense is lowered. So maybe that's one of the quirks that he can do, but he doesn't have it here, so we would have seen it if he has it on a super attack effect. So once you get done with this LR Turles, you go ahead and face TR Turles, which will be Extreme Int. So again, maybe possibly having some physical units in here. Let's say, for example, you take the Goku's family team, you can bring Hard Virus Goku, you can bring Super Saiyan 3 Goku, You can bring the Sino Goku. Those units that lower defense are gonna be lower attack and then raise defense on their super is gonna be really, really sweet to have on these teams. So now after we jump into Turles, remember you cannot stun, you cannot seal, and you cannot lower his attack or defense. Now this is the time where you can be like very scared as to like you can't do anything to him. But believe you me, the other bosses are gonna be very hard. So 13 million or 13.5 million HP. Again, it's gonna be beefy, very tanky. His attack raises to 235 on his normal, and then he will have a little bit more defense, 45,000. His super attack damage is gonna be 658k. Most of the obviously you will have some HP and you will have some defense raised by the time you get here, so you shouldn't be too bad off, but do not underestimate this guy. His super attack, he has a 100% chance to stun for 2 turns, meaning that if you get supered on the first slot for a unit that can be able to stack defense and everything, you will be stunned for 2 turns because of this guy. He has a 16% chance to proc a super attack. Obviously, it's max for 1 turn, just 1 turn super attack. This is very important because obviously you guys have seen it on JP already, but for those who have not seen anything of the Redzone, there are other enemies who can super twice on the same turn. So this is something to keep an eye out for. He's only capable of doing 8 number of attacks, but this chance, he has a 13% chance that this can be lowered to 7 attacks. And he has 60% damage reduction. I believe this is just damage reduction instead of defense reduction and stuff like that. So there's no such thing as like defense reduction. There is damage reduction, so I'm assuming this is what he has. Again, the more damage reduction that he has, the more beefy he will be. The more longer you will take for you to take him down. Sorry. I gotta drink something. All right. Once you finish up this fight, you're good to go. Obviously, this is just a way to see what you guys can strategize and think. What will you do with this fight? Is this fight very important for me to think maybe I need to have some damage reduction units or just go all out? It all depends. Again, the 7-year anniversary units, let me put this at the beginning. It'll be a cakewalk with the 7-year anniversary units. If you have the 7-year units, you make this a cakewalk. It is so easy with them. Because they have a status ailment under super attacks. If you transform with them, let's say Super Saiyan 4 or the Super Saiyan Blues, on their super attack they have the chance to nullify their next action, meaning that if they were going to super attack in the next turn, that is nullified. They will not be able to super. That is how powerful the 7-year anniversary units are. And we haven't even reached the top. And maybe after this video, after doing the GT video for the Ultimate Redzone, I will discuss what will the 7-year units look like. It's gonna be like that because we're gonna have these units like show up and be like, oh my god, we can't wait for the 7-year anniversary, dude. It's just 1 more month away, less than 2 months away, less than 8 weeks, dude. It's gonna be awesome. So yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna be very excited for the Redzone, or maybe for the 7-year anniversary. So possibly throwing these videos out there is gonna be giving you guys an idea as to how much you cannot wait for the Redzone. Alright, let's say you beat at stage 1. You want to go to stage 2. This is the Lord Slug fight. Again, you're going to be facing minions on these ones, except on Broly's fight. Broly, I believe you fight him. And just him. So, I mean, we have a long video to go, so we'll check and see. Obviously, you got the minions. This is from the movie from the Lord Slug. So, I do not recall their names. I really am sorry. I do need to watch the Lord Slug movie. I haven't watched it. That's an important fact by me. So, alright, so you get 3 enemies. And most of these guys are AGL, Int, and physical. So what they do, well, these are the stats. This guy has 7.7, almost 8 million HP, which will be a little bit tough to take down. 134k is his attack stat right there, almost 135k. And he has 35k defense. He is not gonna be too defensive, but again, these guys are gonna be harder to take down than a simple normal fight that you go when you're facing minions and anything. Their super attack damage is 337k. This guy does the max in 352,000. The super attack chance, he has a 15% chance to prog a super attack, and he's able to do 3 attacks in the same turn. He has an 8% chance to do 1 less attack, and he has damage reduction of 58%. So again, you need to be very strategic, because most of the rotations that you're going to have, again, depending on the team that you're going to bring for these events, it's going to be very strategic. You're going to be thinking, what will you do? Will you lower this guy's attack? I think it's better, because most of these guys can get their attack lowered at the beginning, but then afterwards, as you guys can see here, these guys, you cannot get their attack lowered. So it's going to be very difficult once you go into the red zone. This guy has 6.8 million. Even though he is more hard hitting, he has less HP. Therefore, you possibly can take this guy down first, or possibly try to take down the most beefy one, because this guy does 3 attacks. Again, it's strategy. At this point, it's just whenever you're facing one of these bosses, when they have minions on them, it's just, you need to think, what will these guys do? What am I gonna do against these guys before taking on the main guy? So 140%, 140,900 attack and 37,000 defense. This guy has a super attack damage of 352,000. Again, if you get picked by a super attack, this is what he will do, base. But again, this is just base. If you have a lot of defense stacked, or you have guard activated or anything like that, he won't hit you as hard. So keep that in mind. Has a super attack chance of 15%, same as the guy above. Max of 1 turn, and he is able to do 3 attacks. Again, 8% chance that that attack can be 1 less, so he can be able to do 2 on a good turn. And he has 58% damage reduction. The same as this guy, 58% damage reduction, only 2 attacks for this guy. 17% chance to prog a super attack, so you gotta keep an eye on this guy. Again, you guys can seal him, you guys can stun him, you guys can lower their attack and defense, because they don't have the status ailments, like preventing them from lowering the attack and stuff like that. So you guys are able to do that. And then after you beat these guys, then you jump into Lord Slug. Obviously, this is the giant form for Lord Slug, but this is his non-transformed form. He's going to be extreme physical. You can't stun him, you can't seal him, you can't you can lower his defense, and they both recover HP. That's another annoying thing. So you got to keep an eye on that. So you got to take him down before he procs his heal and everything. There are going to be several times where he's able to do that. So don't feel bad that it's like, oh my god, I tried to take him down, but he can't. He keeps healing. He will continuously do it. So he has a 13% HP heal, starting at when he's under 85% HP. This starts he starts, like, instead of attacking you, he will have that little slot that says skill activated, and he will have that little plus HP sign right here, where he will raise his HP. I think if you stun him, obviously you can't, but if you would, that would not happen. He will not be able to heal. He has 225,000 attack and 46,000 defense. His super attack damage is the 562,000. So basically, he's just gonna one-shot you on a bad turn. So again, keep in mind, this is just soft. That there are a couple more tabs in here that you guys can check, that we will check in a sec. That it will do much worse. So he has a 16% chance to prog a super attack, Again, none of these guys are gonna be like, oh my god, progging every super attack. But keep in mind, the number of attacks, every single number might have that 60% chance to prog, and he will hit you with that super attack. Unless you have like a scouter ability on your team. Which obviously Tech Gogeta is gonna be very good. If you do summon for the Ginyu, the Dokkan Fest Ginyu, that is coming for global before the anniversary. Actually, it's coming in like a few days. They have some banner units in there that you are able to use the scouter effect. So, I keep them. Just saying it right now. I'm not summoning for Ginyu. If the androids are going to be featured on the banner, I'm gonna pick them up with coins. That's what I'm gonna do. Maybe throughout tickets, I'm gonna possibly summon with the tickets, but that's it. I'm not gonna do any discounts. I'm not gonna do any multis. No. I'm buying the sales and I'm done. So, yeah, let's continue. He has a damage reduction of 63%. So again, very tanky. And then once you beat this guy, you're gonna go into Transform Lord Slug. He will have 17 million HP. 270%, 270,000 attack, and then 50,000 damage. Defense. Sorry. His super attack damage is gonna be 756k. So if he supers you, I think you're dead. If you have not like stacked defense and everything. But again, it's the 3rd stage, so I will make. I guarantee you're gonna be fine if you have stacked your defense, if your guard has been active or stuff like that, etc., etc. You're gonna be a-okay. What are you doing? Are you sleeping? Oh, you're sleeping right there. I'm sorry. In the previous video I said that I have a cat, so yeah, I have a little kitty right here. Taking care of her. She's part of the family now. He has a 17% chance to proc a super attack, and he has only 7 attacks. Now, don't get me wrong, I mean like, oh my god, he has an attack less, but still. The chance for him to super attack raised by 1%, and that is vital. And he has a 10% chance to do 1 attack less. So if he does 6 attacks less, that's going to be fine for you. And he will heal even further, at least 1 more percentage, if his HP is under 85% HP. So you got to keep an eye out for that. Okay, you take Lord Slug down. You want to fight Cooler next. Now Cooler, I've seen Cooler. Cooler's a bit of a dick. Cooler is a little bit of a dick. So you gotta keep an eye out for this Cooler right here. There's a couple of things right here that you gotta keep an eye out. So obviously for these guys, this attack right here, I really don't know what that ailment means. Does it mean that... I actually don't recall what this means. I might put it in the comments below as of the recording of this, because it's going way too long and I don't want to like extend this for like an hour telling you guys what to do with the Redzone. But let's see. So everybody has a dodge chance of 7%. Again, I will tell you what the status elements means in the comments below if I'm able to find it. So obviously this is Dowser, this is Mayonnaise, and I forgot your name. Obviously this is the Cooler Squadron. Most of these guys, this guy has a high chance to super attack you. 23%. They are all beefy units. Now this is where you get, like, starting from the 4th stage. This is stage 4, by the way. You're gonna start seeing, actually no, it's stage 3. Yeah, stage 3. This is the image for the, yep. Stage 3, you're gonna be facing Cooler. The Cooler Army Squadron, 375k on his super attack damage. Very bad, because that is very high. He's only able to do 4 attacks. Now, keep in mind, their attacks, their number of attacks is a little bit low, but you gotta be careful though. This is very high. These are almost 20% and above chances to super attack. You gotta be very careful. And they can dodge attacks. Actually, is that what it means? Yeah. Yeah, they can dodge attacks. I think this is what it means. That's the element. They can dodge the attacks. So you gotta be very careful. Will the attack hit? I think that's what it means. So you gotta be very careful. 7% chance to dodge is still 7% chance to dodge. So they have a 10% chance to do one attack less. I think everybody does that, except for these two minions, huh? These two minions are guaranteed to just do these 3 attacks, and then this guy has a 10% chance to do one less attack. They have a 19% chance to attack for these guys, and obviously their HP stats are through the roof. 8 million, 6.5, and 7 million, so you gotta be very careful. Their damage reduction is still 60% for all of them, so they're gonna be very tanky. Again, that will give you some time to do some damage and some stacking. That is very important. On these first few stages, it's very important not to get hit by a super attack and start getting those defense stacks and stuff. It's gonna be very okay. You're gonna be okay if after this, once you defeat these guys, but after you go over to here, that's when it turns a little bit difficult. Then you go over to face STR Cooler. It's 22.5 million HP. And he's STR. 245%. I mean, 245,000 attack. Why am I keep saying percentage, dude? That's so bad. And then 63,000 defense. This cooler is gonna be very awful. You can't stun him. You can't seal him. You can't lower his attack. You can't lower his defense, and he does not let you. He can be. I think he can dodge your attacks. I think that's what it means. Yeah, he has a dodge chance of 7%. So both of these guys can. Everybody has a dodge chance of 7%. So you gotta be careful about that. Their super attack damage is 612,000. So again, you gotta be very careful. Because these guys, once you go with more difficulty, they're gonna start raising their SA damage. It has a 14% chance to proc a super attack, which is not bad. It's a little bit lower than the minions, but he has more number of attacks, obviously, because you're only facing one enemy. So you gotta be very careful. He has a 10% chance to do one less attack. So obviously, sometimes he can do 9, sometimes he can do 8. Guaranteed to do 9 most of the time, but sometimes you can be able to do 8. He can be able to do 8 attacks. So he has a 62% damage reduction and 10% chance to dodge. So once you get rid of this guy, if you do survive, you go into this physical stage. He has all of these status ailments, including this. Obviously, there will be a countdown when you're facing Cooler. 3, 2, 1. Once that countdown reaches 0, he will do a super attack, which will kill you, I think. He will do a super attack that I think ends the match or the fight. I don't think so, because we haven't seen that. But again, you gotta be very careful. Obviously, your units are gonna be stacked up and pretty much good to go for him not to prog this. And if he does, you're not gonna receive too much damage. He's just gonna super after this countdown goes to 0. And his super attack damage is almost 1,000,000. So you gotta be very careful. 288.5 million HP. Has 350,000 attack per normal and 73,000 defense. And he's able to guarantee do 10 attacks in the turn. So 7% chance to dodge, so he can still be able to dodge your attacks, and he has a 65% damage reduction. Not bad. He's physical, so I don't want to say, oh, maybe getting a lot of STR units, but you gotta be careful with this guy because he's AGO. So again, many different teams should be able to take these guys down. It just all depends on the units that you bring. Maybe if you bring, let's say, Goku and Gohan, you will have attacked already as much to maybe take down these units to bring up Gohan, and then Gohan gets his guard active, and you can be able to take this guy down, and then you continue on with the fight. Again, it all depends on the units that you bring. Maybe I should do a team building guide for all of these. I just don't know what teams you should bring for this. So you gotta be very careful. You can bring any single team, it's just the units that you need to be aware of. You take down Cooler, you jump into the fourth stage, which is Android 13. Oh boy. So Android 13, he's not too much of a dick, but he is very hard hitting. He's gonna be very hard hitting. Sorry about that. Woke up. Ew. Sorry about that. Woke up very early. Ew. Something came out of my mouth. I hate that. Okay. So then you face the minions, Android 14 and 15. And then you get to face Android 13 after. But they will have the status elements that you cannot lower their defense. I mean, they can lower your defense. They can lower your attack, and you cannot seal them. You can stun these guys, but you cannot seal them. But you gotta keep aware, keep in mind that if they do this to you, they super attack you, they lower your defense, that's bad. That's very bad. And they lower it for 3 turns. That's very bad. Lowering defense on these guys by 20%. It's not too bad, 20%, but it's still 3 turns lowering that defense. This means that once you're able to raise your defense on super attack, it won't have the same effect because it's lowered. You will be debuffed for 3 turns. You gotta keep an eye out for that. So Android 14 has 7.5 million, meanwhile Android 15 has 8.9. Oh boy. Yeah, these minions are gonna be a lot more tougher. This guy has 155,000 attack, which is not too bad, and then defense 55,000. Super attack damage is 387,000. Obviously, you get picked by a super attack. Keep in mind, this combined with this is a bad combination. It's gonna be bad for you, so you gotta keep an eye out for that. It has a super attack chance of 16%, so this is good. Well, 16% chance. It's not good, but it's a little bit lower than Android 15's. So this stage is just full AGL afterwards. Maybe with a tech team, you're gonna be good. If bringing tech units is gonna be your go-to, because he just stays AGL. This is gonna be like an easy fight. One of the things that he does though is that he disables dodging. You are not able to dodge any of these super attacks. Like any of the attacks that he does, like bringing UI Goku in here, you're gonna die. It's good to bring UI Goku for this guy, but for this guy, nah. He's gonna get supered and you're gonna die. That's how difficult this Redzone is. Number of attacks for these guys are 6 and then 4, and then this guy has a 13% chance to do 1 less attack. And well, this guy has a 10% chance to do 1 less attack. And then damage reduction for these 2 guys are going to be 62%. Once you get rid of these guys, you go over to this guy. Dokkan Fest 13. You cannot seal him, you cannot stun him, you cannot lower his attack, you cannot lower his defense, and he disables dodging. You cannot dodge his attack. He has 25.7 mil HP, but his attack is not too big. 265k attack, but his super attack damage is 742,000. If you got hit by a debuff and you transition into this turn, you gotta wait 2 more turns for this debuff to apply. And if he supers, which he has a 17% chance to prog it, you're gonna be in deep trouble. He doesn't lower attack, he doesn't lower defense either, but this is what he does. He's able to do 8 attacks, guaranteed. You got 11% chance to do 7 attacks instead of 8, and he has a damage reduction of 64%. Now, I'm telling you this is easy because they have the same typing. This typing will proceed with this other typing, AGL. Imagine if you bring, maybe tech is going to be solid, but then they change this typing to int. That's going to be bad. But obviously they're not going to do that. This event is already released, so. Then you jump into Fused Android 13, Fusion Android 13. Has 29.7 mil attack HP. Sorry, attack plus. He has 300,000 attack and then 79,000 defense. His super attack damage is almost 1 million, 900,000 damage. He has a 14% chance to proc a super attack. These ailments proceed to Fusion Android 13, where you're not able to seal him, you're not able to stun him, lower attack, lower defense, and you cannot dodge. He has the chance to do 9 attacks. He has a 10% chance to do 8 attacks. Only 8. And then 68% damage reduction. Again, he's going to be a little bit tanky, and he will super you many times. So you got to keep an eye on that. You get rid of the Fusion Under 13. You go over to Boujack's. Oh my god. Oh, I would say Boujack is gonna... Out of all the Redzone, including GT, Boujack is the third or fourth difficult fight. This man, Boujack, is a menace, dude. He is so bad. He is gonna mess you up. So you're gonna face Bojack's minions, Kakua, Sanya, Beto, and I forgot your name. Oh man, I try to know these guys' names, but I keep forgetting them. You can't stun any of them, therefore possibly sealing their super attack is gonna be better. I'm possibly gonna give you strats as to what you guys can do, but maybe bringing sealers onto the fights is gonna be good. Most of these guys are 10 million HP, which is gonna be very hard to take down. Beto's super attack damage is 525,000. So you gotta be careful, but he doesn't have that big of a chance to super attack. Sangya and this guy right here both have 17% chance to super you, but they have less attacks. So you're gonna be fine unless you're very unlucky and that 70% chance goes onto the first attack. It's all max 1 per turn. They can only super you once per turn. So okay, that's another thing to keep an eye out for, that you're not gonna get heavily destroyed by these guys. And only Beto can do 3 attacks. He has a 30% chance to do 2 attacks. So it's a big number here. Once you get done with the minions, again, these guys are going to be very difficult. So you got to be patient with what you do. Think about the rotations and everything. Because these guys can take you out. They can snipe you and kill you very dead. But considering that they have a lot of HP, and almost 60,000 defense, but only 62% damage reduction, it's gonna be very difficult to try to take these guys down. Then you go ahead and proceed to Boujack. Boujack has the chance to dodge. You cannot lower his attack and defense. You cannot seal nor stun him. So yeah, he has a 5% chance to dodge the attacks. 66% damage reduction. 13% chance to do 1 less attack, so meaning if you have 8, most of the chances he will do 8 attacks, but most of the times that 10% chance is gonna, or 13% chance is gonna be stated that he can do 7. His damage on his super attack is 854,000. So you gotta be very careful on the damage. Make sure to bring defensive stacking units. Because they're gonna mess you up big time. Yes, 30 million HP. His attack is 305,000 and his defense is 74,000. Again, we gotta be very careful with these guys. So he's int. After you jump Boujack, you can go over to his LR Boujack form, and he's gonna be tech. You cannot dodge. Oh, he has the chance to dodge. He still keeps that chance to dodge. He can't be stunned. He can't be sealed. He can't have his attack and defense lowered, and he can lock your rotation in, he can lock some of your characters, not all of them, or maybe all of them, and seal your characters, so you won't be able to super attack a specific character. I'm thinking that it's just a specific character instead of all of the rotation. I've seen scenarios where he can just lock 2 characters. I haven't seen a scenario that he can lock 3 of them, and he's able to seal both of the characters that were locked. So he has a 34 million HP. As you guys can see, the difficulty gets, the higher they go. 325,000 attack and 78,000 defense. So per normal, he can be able to do, let's say, on a good turn where you have stacked defense, maybe 40k on a normal, maybe 35k. I do have to do some more studying on the Redzone, but these are all the stats. That's all we're seeing. His super attack damage is 975,000, almost a million, as you guys can see. He has a 13% chance to proc a super attack. He has 10 attacks during the rotation, during the turn. And he has a 10% chance to do 9 attacks instead of 10. His damage reduction increases by 167%, and he still keeps the same dodge chance of 5%. Again, the typings are gonna be... you're gonna have to have the mixed typings. You're not gonna go with like, oh, let me go with a Goku team, bring AGL UI Goku. If you bring AGL UI Goku in here, you're dead. He locks you in. He locks UI Goku in. He won't be able to super. He can dodge. You can try to dodge, but he's gonna cream pie you. You're dead. So once you finish up with Boujack, oh, you kill Boujack, and then you go over and jump into the next fight, which is Janemba. No, Janemba's not too bad. Janemba can be a dick, though, once he goes into his rage mode. So, but Janemba's not too bad. Let me see here. So, tech Janemba. You won't be able to lower his attack. You won't be able to lower his defense. You won't be able to seal nor stun him. He has 29 million HP. He has a 637,000 super attack damage, which is bad because obviously these guys are just gonna. Sorry about that. They're gonna start dealing you with more damage in there. I'm really sorry. I woke up at like 3 a.m. So you gotta bear with me. I need to wake up, and I drank coffee. By the way, I drank Starbucks coffee. I don't know if it. I don't think that's considered coffee, but I drank coffee. So he has 8 attacks. He has an 11% chance to do 7, and he has 64% damage reduction. Now, whenever you're facing, if this is just normal Janemba stuff, if you're facing Janemba, he's gonna dodge. That's what he does. So he has 50 million HP. You saw his jump. But obviously this is just like a normal stage, like a one-off stage. Once you beat Janemba, you go into Super Janemba. But then he has a rage meter. Once that fills up, you might face this Janemba. But I believe this is just like the most easiest of the fight. Get out. One of the most easiest of the fights. This Janemba. You can be able to like take him down because his defense is a little bit low. The super attack damage though is really high, 868,000. He has a 14% chance to proc a super attack, and that goes lower on his rage mechanic. He's able to do 9 attacks. He has 68% damage reduction. He has a dodge chance of 10%. Yeah, he can dodge. He can also manipulate orbs, so he can change the orbs on the field. And you can seal him, you can stun him, you can lower his attack, you can lower his defense. Same goes for this guy, his rage mode. Enters rage mode after 6 super attacks. Now, if you do a lot of damage to this guy, you can be able to kill him on this phase. but there will be instances where you might not be able to kill him, and then it goes onto his rage mechanic. He does change his typing into physical, so you gotta keep an eye on that. And try to finish him off here will be more plausible instead of going into his rage mechanic. His rage mechanic does gives him a little bit of a boost, 350,000 attack and 80,000 defense, and he's able to do 1 million super attack damage if you're not careful. But his chance to super attack does go lower because it goes 13%, so it's not too high. His number of attacks is 10, and he's able to do 1 attack less. And he has 68% damage reduction, same as before, and 10% chance to dodge. So you're done with this fight. Okay, that's good. It's like, oh my god, I'm good at the Redzone. Oh my god. Well, you're dead here. It's over. This is where you die. So let's go ahead and talk about this. Actually, I didn't open up the image on another. Okay. I just can't zoom in. Okay, I see. So we fight Broly. Now here's the beauty of Broly, right? Broly is the hardest hitting unit in the game. Redzone Broly. This man does a lot. So let's go one by one, right? Obviously, you guys are all the way over here. I imagine it's like reading all the way over here. It's like he's able to do 2 super attacks. Yeah. So, Broly, through all the phases, let me just tell you this right now, Broly, you cannot dodge him. Which is the bad thing. If you bring UI Goku in here, it's like, oh my god, I can bring UI Goku in here. No, you can't. UI Goku will get cream pied by Broly. I'm just saying. When you take the ability, this is why UI Goku is like, he's okay, but he's been diminished. He's a 6th anniversary unit, but he's not up to par anymore with most of the units that are coming out right now. Goku depends on dodges. Once you get dodges for Goku, he's able to increase the attack. He's able to he's able to increase his defense and his ki, which is fine. But he will get that 70% chance to dodge. It's not. You're not gonna activate it here, because you can't dodge Broly. Broly will kill you. Very dead. So, let me tell you, Broly is one of the hard-hitting units. He's able to do 1.2 million on his super attack. He has a lot of HP, so very tanky, and a lot of damage reduction. So, alright, once you face this Broly right here, this is gonna be the banner unit for one of the banners, which I will do like a banner discussion, maybe. So, yeah. His attack is 230k. You won't die to these guys except for these. You can pass this guy easy, but then you jump over to here and then you're dead. So, he's able to do 8 attacks in the turn, 17% chance to proc a super attack, and he has 575,000 super attack damage. Even then, just telling you that, it's just like he's gonna demolish your HP. He's gonna be very brutal. Then look at his attack stat: 230,000, then 72,000 defense, 18 million HP with 64% damage reduction. He's gonna be tanky. You won't be able to take him out real easy. But again, 7-year anniversary units or units that are going to get ECAs on the 7-year, they're going to be very helpful for you. Once you beat this stage, you go over to the tech stage, which is this Broly right here. Like I said, he disables dodging through all the entirety of this fight, therefore you won't be able to dodge him. You can lower his attack. You can lower his defense, you can't seal, and you can't stun him. The only good thing about this fight, you can stun and you can seal him. That is the only good part of this. Then afterwards, it's just becomes a shit show. You might die doing Tech Broly. And we haven't even gotten to this guy. Let me show you. You guys already saw it, but yeah. AoE. AoE Broly. So 20 million HP. He does get 260,000 attack and then 75,000 defense. His super attack jumps. His damage to super attack jumps to 728k. And he's able to do 14% chance to do a super attack, which is a little bit lower. But yeah, that's okay. God damn it! Why do I have something stuck in my mouth? I hate it. Again, 20 million HP. He's only able to do one super attack per turn. This is good. This is the reason why he's showing you that he's able to do one attack per turn, because this guy does two. He does two super attacks per turn. So he has only 9 number of attacks. He's able to do one attack less if this chance activates, and he has 66% damage reduction. Then you jump into SDR Broly. SDR Broly, man. Many people have died because of SDR Broly. Here's the thing, Broly attacks everybody. It's an area of effect attack. Meaning that all 3 of your units in the rotation will get hit by that super attack. So he has 25 million HP. You can't stun, you can't seal, you can't dodge his attacks, you can't lower his attack, you can't lower his defense. He has 300,000 attack and defense of 78,000. His super attack damage increases to 840k. And he has a 14% chance to proc a super attack, so you gotta be very careful. You know that Broly, the AGO one, is gonna do 2 super attacks, but the SDR Broly is able to do 1, but it's to everybody. He's able to attack everyone. It's only one super attack per turn. Has 14% chance. He is able to do 9 attacks on the battle. So just thinking, 9 attacks. If you put 10 attacks on there and multiply that 20% chance or 14% chance on this case, it will increase to almost 100% chance to super attack you. So during the rotation, you are susceptible to get a super attack per turn. 1 super attack per turn. There will be during these fights. So he has 66% damage reduction and 10% chance to do 1 less attack. And then we jump over to Big Boy Broly. Now this is soft boy Broly, but he can do an AoE attack which will kill you. But then you jump over to Big Boy Broly. Now this is why this is the most difficult boss in the game. 1.2 million super attack damage. He has 50 million HP, double the one STR Broly. He is so tanky, 70% chance to hit 70% damage reduction. He has a lot of attacks in the turn, and he has a 20% chance to super attack, but it's max 2 per turn. He is able to super attack twice in the turn. It's not always guaranteed, because there are some moments I've seen some recordings where he's just able to do 1 super attack per turn, but most of the time he will do 2 super attacks per turn. This is just all depending on this to activate, or just his super attack to just not prog. So again, 20% chance. It's only a 20% chance to super attack, but in those 11 attacks that he does, you may have this progged or activated twice. So you gotta be careful of that. And again, like I said, 70% damage reduction, 50 million HP, 400,000 attack, so he's gonna do devastating damage even on normals, depending on the unit that you bring. As an SA chance of 20%, has 81,000 defense, but this combined with 70% damage reduction is gonna make him very tanky. I think he is one of the tankiest, most hardest bosses that you can take down. So that's everybody for the movie edition of the Redzone. Now, this is all the data thread. You guys can check this out. Shouts to Luca Dokkan for this information, but this information was data mined by him and EDP Dokkan. You guys can check them out. Graphics was Raspy, this guy right here, did a lot of the graphics, and based on feedbacks, you got Air Dokkan and Matryoshka, so you guys can check them out. If you have any other feedbacks, you can leave them on the comments below. And the accurate data is from Luke Niente Data, I think. Luke Niente Data. I spoke that in Spanish. Yeah, so this is the Redzone for movie bosses. Now, there is the GT version of it, but I will do a separate video because we've been going for what? Oh, yeah, almost an hour. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think about the Redzone. Very, very difficult. Now, the 7th anniversary units can take them down because of a special ability that they can do under super attack, which is nullify the opponent's next action. And I will discuss that once I think I will discuss it after I finish recording the GT version of this. So, yeah. To not make the video long, you guys need to prepare. This is why I say, link leveling. Why am I sucking off link leveling? Link leveling is very important. Just like I did with the previous video of the Super Saiyan Goku one, which will go up in a few hours. As of the recording of this video. It's already up if you guys are seeing this. But link leveling is very important. There's a link that's called All in the Family. Most of the Hybrid Saiyans or Goku units have them. I don't think Goku has them, but most of the Hybrid Saiyans unit have them. Mostly Gohan, Goten, some of those units. If you link up that to full level 10 links, that is a 20% defensive buff. It's very helpful. So that's why I say to people, link level. Link level is very important to link level. So yeah, there's the Redzone. I hope you guys have very good luck on pulling the 7th anniversary units. And yeah, this is one of the most difficult stages in the game. Be prepared. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys like and enjoy, please subscribe. Comment with your suggestions down below. I'm going to try to make this not too long of a video, maybe on the GT version side of things. I don't know, man. It's gonna be awful. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys like and enjoy, please subscribe. Comment with your suggestions down below, and as always, I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye bye.